Hey guys, how's it going? Rich here still. I'm still at the Lifted Off-Road shop. Right now I'm working on the upper control arm. Working on these bolts so I can get it out of here. Yep. I can't get the brake caliper off because I believe the retaining bolts are stripped out. They're Allen heads, and I can't get any of my Allen wrenches to get a hold in there to take that off. So what I'm doing is taking the upper control arm off, hopefully, and then I'll get this knuckle disconnected. I'll be able to pull out the drive shaft and then swing the lower control arm down out of the way. I've already got the spring untensioned, and yeah, and somebody's been in here before. There's two bolts up here for the upper control arm. They're different sizes. Somebody's been in here before and they replaced one of the bolts, which is always a pain when you have to deal with two different size bolts when they should be the same. I'm going to see if I can't not knock the camera over while I'm doing this. And the way this is slanted, I've only got about 2 inches of travel for this breaker bar. My impact guns aren't strong enough apparently to get on here. So what I keep having to do is, with the breaker bar, I take the socket off, spin it a quarter turn, replace it so I can get a decent pull on it. There we go. Get a little turn, take it off, rotate the socket, get another grab. There's another inch, or that's probably not even a quarter turn I'm doing. It's like more of an eighth of a turn of this bolt. Like so. I keep wondering why I didn't buy that ratcheting breaker bar that I seen at Harbor Freight. Next time I go there, maybe I'll pick one up. Because this right here is a chore. This is the kind of job that builds character, right? Take it off, switch the socket around. And even so, if that ratcheting breaker bar, if the tooth count for the ratchet is too large, you might not even be able to get enough swing of the ratchet for it to get a good enough hold. At least it quieted down a little bit. Before it was making that rusty squeaking noise. Chore. Yep. So this is how I roll. Like I said, my impact guns aren't strong enough to zip it out. Maybe once I get far enough, I'll give the impact gun a try and see if it actually wants to help me. But to get it started, the impact wasn't budging. So now I'm doing this. And the other side will be about the same. The other bolt back here, it'll be about the same. I'll have to do this for each little eighth of a turn. I tell you, this truck, by the time I'm done with it, this is going to be a $5,000 truck. And it's only worth $4,000. Hopefully. I'm hoping to get at least $4,000 for it. But yeah, by the time I'm done with all this stuff that I gotta replace that I didn't see before, and this is still just the front suspension. I haven't even gotten to the transfer case and the parking brake and the rear suspension. And anything else that might come up between now and then, but once I get the front suspension done, I'm pretty sure that'll be the majority of the hard work. Because replacing a transfer case isn't that hard. Oh, excuse me, got some soda burps. Eighth of a turn at a time. So yeah, replacing transfer cases aren't very hard. Hopefully, I've got another one where that I can use in place of it. Because the casing is broke on that, so it needs a whole new case. And after driving around with no oil in it, like the previous owner did, for who knows how long, I'm sure the internals are shot too. So it pretty much needs a whole new transfer case. I've got a couple here in the shop. I just hope I can use one of them. Of course, all the ones I have in the shop need rebuilt too. So, either way, I'm gonna be rebuilding. Oh, I lost my place. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Oh, yep. Eighth of a turn at a time. Then I have to take this off and rotate the socket on the breaker bar. I am making good progress, sign. It's turning. I sheared a spider out of the garage a few minutes ago. One of those big black ones. It was already crawling in the direction of outside, so I just shoot it out with my foot and swept it out the rest of the way with my broom. I swept it out further outside because at first I just scooted it out to the opening of the garage door, but it was just sitting there not moving. I was trying to tell him not to come back inside. But he wasn't moving, so after a few seconds I just got the broom and shoot him out. I didn't just outright step on him. If he was going the opposite direction, like into the garage, I would have just stepped on him. But I gave him that little friendly courtesy. I don't know if I killed it in the process, but if I did, oh well. Hate spiders. Oh, quarter bit at a turn, and it's looking. When I look up inside here, there's an awful lot of rust on that steering shaft. Oh, see, I forgot to need to rotate the socket. So that might be something else I'm gonna have to replace. Take that back. It's going to be a $6,000 truck. And I'm only going to be able to sell it for $4,000. I might have to hold on to this thing for a few years just to get my money's worth out of it. Yeah, I figured I'd turn the camera on. I was sitting here listening to music, talking to myself anyway, so I figured I'd turn on the camera and talk to you guys. Oh, I was thinking about being the new guy on the job. You know how the new guy always gets the hard stuff? He always ends up having to do stuff the hard way, like this. Meanwhile, all the vets have got the high-speed tools and equipment where they can just zip through jobs like it's nothing. That's what this was reminding me of, being the new guy. I mean, I have impact guns. They just don't want to work. Usually that's all you need. But when it comes to these rusty parts, and this is a 97, so it's 20 years old. 20 years old and out here in West Virginia, so during the winter time, see a lot of salt on the roads. A lot of wet weather, a lot of rust. On the other side, I was doing both bolts at the same time. Just so I wouldn't have to deal with the whole thing flipping around on me as I worked with the other bolt. But since this one is two different sizes, I'm only going to do one at a time. It's a pretty big bolt they stuck in here. But it's not the same as the other ones. The two on the other side are the same as this one back here that I'm not working on. So I'm pretty sure those were the actual factory bolts. These two bolts also handle the alignment, the camber adjustment for this truck. So maybe it was getting in alignment one day, and somebody misplaced or broke the original bolt on here, so they just replaced it with another one. Too bad it's not a factory bolt. Gonna have to deal with this brake caliper at some point. Drain the brake fluid. It needs a full four-wheel brake job. Oh, that's right. Alright, come on. Oh, there we go. Make that a $7,000 truck. I keep forgetting it needs all four wheels on brakes. But I already went through and loosened up some of these bolts. The ones that were easy enough to get. I loosened up the upper and lower ball joint nuts. So all I have to do is take those off the rest of the way and hammer out the ball joints. So that should be easy. And I sprayed everything with the penetrating oil, 50/50 acetone ATF. Stuff works great. I've been using that for the past year or 2 years. Yeah, about the past year now. Oh, I forgot to rotate the socket. And this stuff works good. 50% acetone, 50% ATF, automatic transmission fluid. I learned that recipe on YouTube. I can't remember who it was. It was, oh, I can't remember who it was, but I heard about it on YouTube. I love YouTube. YouTube is fun. I like YouTube so much, I decided to start making these videos. Quarter turn at a time. Oh, yeah. The next time I go to Harbor Freight, I'm going to have to pick up that ratcheting breaker bar. So I won't have to do this again. Well, I'm not going to have to do this again anyway. Unless I work on another 97 Dodge Dakota that has completely destroyed suspension. I mean, I could go the cheap route, and just originally, I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I was only going to do the ball joints, but on Rock Auto they had a pretty good deal on the actual control arms with bushings and ball joints for not much different in price. So I just went ahead and got the whole assemblies. So that way you got new control arms and new bushings and new ball joints all in one package. I thought that was a pretty good deal. This truck needs it anyway. I mean, really, this stuff is so rusted up. It needs new parts, not just new bushings. Oh, Alright, we're starting to get easy now. We're starting to get there. I can do it with one arm now, finally. This truck, wow. If you don't know the story, I've had this truck for 2 years, and it's been sitting right here in this spot for all 2 years. I'm just now getting around to getting this work done, and I'll tell you why. I found a Jeep for sale. It's a 1965 M17 Jeep pickup. It's got the old Kaiser front end. It's got a PTO winch. The guy wants $5,500 for it. I wonder if he'll get it. Oh, that's why I really started working on this recently, so I can hopefully get this fixed and sell it, so I can get some money to go down and buy that Jeep. Because I would much rather have a Jeep than a Dodge. Although I like Dodges. I like Dodge trucks. If I were to buy another truck, it would be a Dodge. That being said, in my garage I've got a Chevy. I've got a Chevy Suburban. I've got a 1970. What is it? It's a 71 Ford 1-ton that has a big flatbed on it, so I can actually it's like I can use it for towing. I can hard calls on the flatbed, and both those trucks need to be fixed before I can use them. The Suburban I had running for a while, but the Ford flatbed, it hasn't gone anywhere since I brought it home. That was also 2 years ago. In fact, I bought that Ford flatbed about a month before I bought this truck. I haven't done any work on that yet, which is a shame, because there are many times that I would have liked to have a tow vehicle, so I can haul stuff around. I can haul my Jeep to the playground, so I can have fun with my Jeep, and if anything breaks, I can just put it up on the flatbed and drive it home. I don't have to worry about being careful with the Jeep while I'm on the trail like I do now, because right now my Jeep's my daily driver. So I can't get too crazy with it. I don't want to break nothing. I especially don't want to break anything on the trail. Trail fixes are a pain. Getting all dirty and muddy. Having the tools isn't that big of a deal, because I have a pretty decent tool set in my Jeep. I mean, it's not all-inclusive by any means, but I can get a lot of stuff done with the toolkit that I carry with my Jeep. But it's nothing like having the tools of home. So yeah, that's getting nice and easy now. 1/8 of a turn at a time. Oh, here we go. This is good stuff. This is the kind of thing that builds character. Did I say that already? Well, I hope you're enjoying this. I'm sure it's kind of boring. Maybe not you're enjoying watching, but I'm having a good time talking to you. Just having a conversation. It's almost there. Almost there. And having a conversation with you guys is making this go by a little bit quicker. It's almost like having company. And what happens when you're working in the garage with company anyway? 1 or 2 people ends up working, the rest of them kind of hang out and talk about stuff. If you're lucky, you might have another person actually doing something somewhere. At least that's been my experience. end up doing all the work while anyone else in the room is talking and goofing off. That's not always true. I've been to a couple places where it's been the exact opposite. There are too many hands doing the work, so I end up standing around not doing anything except goofing off and drinking, whatever. That's happened a couple times too. It goes both ways. Oh. Need to have, I would say, yeah, a second person would be nice, because they can work on the back of the truck. They can start, working on the back of the truck or the transfer case while I'm working on the front. That would be nice. Trying to get two jobs at once would be pretty cool. This is almost out. I can feel it. Not finger loose yet. But yep. Pretty good. Good times. I complain about it when I get inside, but I don't mind doing this. This is actually kind of cool. I just wish I could be, I just wish the productivity would move along a little bit quicker. It would be nice if I could just zip these parts off and zip the new ones on and be done with it. That would be so much nicer than having to do this. It's alright. This is what I like doing. If anything, if there's any kind of manual labor, this is the kind of labor I'd prefer to do. Alright, now I can actually get to full twists. Oh, alright. Oh, there it is. And we're loose. There you go, folks. That's how long it was. 1/8 of an inch an hour, eighth of a turn at a time. That's definitely, I don't know, it might be from a Dodge, but it's not from this Dodge. Oh, ouch. Oh, my ankle. Ankle hurts. So, let's stick this to the side and try to find out what size the other one is, because it's not that. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Was it this one? Maybe. No, that's an awful tight fit. No, that's not quite going on. Which one was it? I don't remember. This one? Yeah, no. That one's a little loose. I'm not sure if it was that one or not. It may have been. Here's the universal I was using. Alright, so that's the universal. What size is that? That is the, I can't see it. 3/4. 3/4. I know I had one out here. That's a universal too. This is not the 3/4. This is the crap. What does that say? 21? And that's the one I just took off. So it's not that one. Oh, where's the 3/4 at? Is it this one? No, that's the one that's a little bit too big. What size is that? Yeah, it says 3/4 /19. This socket set is pretty good. What is it? It's the Metrinch. I don't know how to pronounce it. Metrinch. It's a standard size and metric size in one socket. It's got like a cool little teeth pattern in there, so it fits both. And these are impact sockets. But still, that one, it feels just a little bit too big. But yeah, these things are great. In my portable toolbox, I replaced all my sockets with these. So then, you know, I don't have to worry about them breaking. Whether I'm using an impact or not, I use these. I don't have to worry about them breaking. And there's 2 socket sets in one, basically. So, that one is just a little bit too big. Where's the next size? Down. I want to say it was this one, but this didn't fit. This is an 18. And it feels like it could, but the head of this bolt is just so rusty and deformed. Ugh. It's not going on. So it might be this one. Let's see what we can do. Now with this, you gotta go in the opposite direction. There. I might have to stand up for this one. Yep, I'm gonna have to stand up for that. Don't want to get you over. Oh, my knees. Oh, all the pain. That's another reason for wanting better tools. Crapola. Alright. Let me get you out of the way. Move you over here. You can hopefully see what I'm doing. I can't see what you're looking at. Maybe move you up a tad bit. So there. Alright. And a nice shove, open hand. Man. That's gonna be rough. That feels a lot tighter than the one I just took off. I'm gonna need an extra breaker bar for this one. Where is it at? Where's the pipe? Here we go. Breaker bar extension. This thing works wonders. Shit. Now, question is that I just ruined my socket. No? Hopefully. That was just the feeling of breaking the rust. Alright, it still feels secure. Maybe that was... Shit. There you have it, folks. Broken bolt. That's probably what happened to the other one. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. You seen it here first, folks. Where'd my socket go? As long as I didn't break my socket. It's an impact socket. It should be fine. Oh, I'd much rather replace a bolt than have to replace one of those sockets, because you can't get those individually. You have to buy them in a set, as far as I know. Well, at least it's loose now. Now I can move on to other things. Now that I have that off. Oh. That's bolt number 2 that is broken on me so far. There we go. Bolt number 2 that's broken. Now, that it's a good thing I bought a new whole control arm. And I hope those control arms include this bar right here, but I still have to replace the bolt. So, and now that this is off, I can, hopefully, I was hoping I could get that drive shaft dislodged. Maybe I'll have to sit down. Ooh, all this up and down stuff. Oh, 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 oh man. All right, well, that wasn't so bad, was it? Oh, there we go. Now I gotta move this out of the way somehow. There we go. Wow. You feel how loose that is. That feels like it's all kinds of messed up. Alright, so I got that and that. I was having a hard time. These brake lines, I mean, I don't know. The metal ends of these brake lines look terrible. But the hose itself still looks decent. After being stretched like it is right now though, I'm hoping I don't have to. Let's see. Like I said, I've already loosened this up a little bit. Hopefully I can get this nut off the rest of the way. What kind of, that feels like the ball joint slopping around in there. Well, so far this is actually going better than the other side did. The other side I ended up having to struggle with the individual pieces just because everything was so rusted and messed up. I wasn't able to get it apart like this. Okay, there's the nut for that. Wow. Can you see how loose that is? And that's in the ball joint itself. That's not the mounting pin, because the mounting pin's not coming out. All right, now I really need to take the tension off this brake line, and so I can get it out of the way. Alright, so let's put this castle nut on upside down, so if I have to hammer on it, I'm not jacking up the castle nut. Of course, it's being replaced anyway, but still, you know, it's a good habit to have. Avoid busting stuff up. side of the link. It's not. Oh, well, phooey. You know what I could do? I wonder if this side is going to be willing to come off. What do I do with that wrench? If the bottom can come off. If I can get the bottom off, then I can at least get the knuckle loose, but I still have to worry about hanging it somehow. I don't have a hanger with me, do I? Not on this side, I don't. So I'm still gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, that side's not coming loose either. Better move my foot out of the way. What I'm doing is hitting on the side of the knuckle to try to loosen it up. Now I'm hitting on the control arm. So rusted. Stuff don't want to come off. I'm getting old for this stuff. Now I'd still have to deal with the damn. You got the brake sensor or the interlock brake sensor wire that is already chewed up on down here because the brake disc was rubbing on the wire for who knows how long. I discovered that a little while ago, so that wire probably needs to be replaced anyway. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see them from this angle. But yeah, I mean that's definitely a worn ball joint. All this stuff. I'm gonna have to. Man, I can't take out that sensor unless I can get the brake disc off. I can't get the brake disc off unless I can get this caliper off. I mean, I can take that off, the brake line off, but that's not going to do much good as far as the sensor goes. And if it's still working, I don't want to have to cut it. I don't know where the connector is either. It's way up there. So, here's the hammer. See if I can't get at least one of these things off. Whoops. Whoops. Hey, there's the bottom. What? Oh. Now, you can get one or more of these things out of the way. Oh, shit. So at least it's not stretching the brake line too much. Yep. Yeah, that lower ball joint's shot too. I mean, the boot is all tore up. It's actually even dry in the boot. I don't feel any wet grease at all. But the boot's all tore up. The ball and socket in here is real loose. Oh. So I forgot about that sensor line. I mean, like I said, it's already chewed to hell. It's probably not even working, really. I'd say the wire is more than halfway eaten through by the brake rotor, which I don't know how that happened. Somebody, along with the other side as well, somebody was in here and they did a whole bunch of stuff that was messed up. I found all kinds of things. I found all kinds of stuff that wasn't done right. Let's see, is that a little bit better? It's a little bit better for me. But yeah, I found a whole bunch of things that weren't done right on the other side. A few things that weren't done right on the back from what I've so kind of quickly glanced at. Yeah. It shouldn't make that much noise. And you can even hear it in here. That's the outer joint, if you can hear that. That's the outer joint. The inner joint. They sound dry. It doesn't sound like there's any grease in them. Oh wellers. So as far as this wire goes, I mean, I'm not gonna feel right unless I replace it, because I don't like how that looks. So it's got to get replaced anyway. Ugh. Dun dun. Wire cutters. Let's just cut that off. It's got to be done anyway, right? Ugh. So I guess that doesn't matter per se. Oh my back hurts. So what now? And work on that brake. I mean, I've got the tension taken off. Unless this ball joint decides to give all of a sudden, it's not going to go anywhere. Ah! Ah! Hate when that happens. It just pinched my thumb. Make sure I didn't do anything. Okay, that's nothing. Just a small little mark. Oh, but that hurt. Oh. Oh, alright. I was having a hard time getting these drive shaft bolts out. The impact gun wasn't working for that either. But now that I got this other stuff out of the way, maybe I'll give it another shot. Oh! Now I just gotta find the same thing I was using before. Oh, there it is. Got a universal with an extension impact. Oh. Alright, come on, get on there. Oh. Oh. It doesn't want to stay on. That's weird. The other ones weren't doing that. Yeah, those aren't budging. So now on top of this, now that this is disconnected, I gotta find a way to pry up that shaft so it won't spin on me. Oh wow, look at that. It's got a big bend. A big bend in the collar here. So I gotta find a way to stabilize that so it won't spin on me. So let's worry about that later. What was that? Oh, oh shit. sorry guys. And this tripod here. All right. So I guess what I'm going to do is disconnect that brake line. Hopefully, somehow getting this twisted in such a manner that I can get to it at least. What size bolt is it? It's not that one. Maybe this one. Yep, that fits. Shit. Alright, that'll work. What do I do with it? Got my small impact and see about zipping that one off. This should come off easy enough. I hope. Let's get this brake line out of the way. There we go. Yep. It sure did. Came off real easy. Now, to get the line off of the actual, there we go. Now, I'll clean up the brake juice later. Let's stick this up here, and it won't fit there. Let's stick this somewhere where it won't leak quite as much. And with that, we should be able to lift this up and out of the way. Oh! Oh, oh my goodness. Woo! Good times! Oh, I just lost that bolt. Oh my goodness. That's heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Now my creeper don't want to roll. What is it stuck on? Where's that bolt? Oh, give me that bolt back. Give me the bolt. Give me the bolt. Now that that's apart. Oh, oh crap. I just noticed I set this down on top of my phone. Hope it didn't. The picture is still on. I gotta get this caliper off. Shit. Got brake fluid on my phone. I wonder if that's gonna do anything. Hope not. My phone battery is almost dead. Let's see, got my extra battery pack. Ding. Alright, well, you've seen this part. I'm going to cut off the camera for now. I'm going to take a break, get back to work, and listen to some more music. I hope you enjoyed our little conversation. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And you got to see me work on this truck for a little bit. I know, probably not very orthodox. But hey, it's all getting replaced anyways, so I mean, who cares how it comes off of the truck? As long as you put it back on correctly, right? That's my logic. So anyway, I'm gonna turn the camera off now. Hope you guys have a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and a like and make some comments. And we can continue the conversation with your comments in a way. So yeah, go ahead and do that. This is Rich from Lifted Off-Road. Have fun and be lifted. Later. Now I gotta find this button that's back here. Oh yeah. Alright, see you later.